everybody. Lord Tremendous here, and I got another book review for you. So, this is a fantastic book. It really is. It's called Haggsley and Huxley. Right? Real unassuming name. Didn't really know what I was to expect. It was the synopsis, the little like preview of the book that made me give it a shot just because it sounded really, really good, and it reminded me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, one of my absolute favorite books. It is by Henry Harding, and it was published on May 26, 2019. It's about 281 pages. It is 100% sci-fi. It's really good. Really, really good. I did get it on Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't. It was part of my subscription, so that was great too. However, I believe it is also available. Nope, just on Kindle Unlimited. It's not available in any other format, according to Amazon. Interesting, interesting. I'm not sure why I did that, but I also didn't see anything else about the author. I don't think he's got anything else out, or at least I haven't been able to find it. But that's a damn shame because this guy is amazing. So it is, like I said, if you don't know what Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is, I'm sorry if you like sci-fi, if you like really good British humor, on the same scope as like Doctor Who and such, and the show, then you need to go check it out because you have done yourself a disservice. However, you should check this book out first because it's so good. It's basically the story of a superior alien race that does not like Earthlings, humans especially. Really nothing about what's alive on Earth other than plants and stuff like that. And that's because we, as basically all the animals on Earth, instead of developing a photosynthesis type of way of getting energy, we kill and eat each other. They think that's barbaric because everything else in the universe, that's how they eat and stuff like that. That's how they get energy, is through photosynthesis. Sorry, the sun provides all their energy, but obviously we don't do that, as I'm sure you already know. They decide that we shouldn't be around, and because they come to our planet and do a whole bunch of stuff, it basically just catapults the universe into chaos, and it changes the structure of every species that interacts with us. It's awesome. The entire time you're reading through this wonderful, whimsical tale, it does not take itself seriously. It is very much just like tongue in cheek and very upbeat and very sarcastic. I love everything about this book. Get used to me saying that. I'm going to say it throughout the entire review. This is a wonderful story, and it never loses that whimsicalness, that sarcasm, that dry British comedy, and I love it. I absolutely love it. The formatting is good, the grammar is good, the spelling is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this book. I would almost say it was professional grade, but it's self-published by this individual just like a week ago, not even. So I'm thrilled I found it. I really am. Screw the whole Kindle Unlimited thing. I'm buying this book. I want to own it somehow. I don't want to ever lose this book. It is wonderful. I'll get into the spoiler section in a minute. It's just there's nothing bad to say about this book. I've got nothing bad to say. This is a 5-star. This is 5 out of 5. I fell in love with this book. The story, the writing, the tempo, everything, the way he describes the universe, because for lack of a better word, it might be slightly in the future, but it feels present day. In fact, it even talks about this is definitely written by somebody from the UK, but they talk about the American president, and it tags a little bit. I don't care about your political leanings. That's not what this review channel's for, so I take that with you. But it does poke fun at the American president and the American people a little bit, but not in a way that gets under your skin, no matter which direction you may lean. It's just this sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek, shot, really. And honestly, it cracked me up. I really, really enjoyed this book. Everything about it, the action, the adventure. It touches on some real serious subjects, too, like genocide and treason and all this other stuff. But at the same time, it never really takes itself super serious. I just love it. I love everything about this book. 5 out of 5 stars, and I cannot wait to get into the spoiler side. I'm gonna go ahead and do the countdown. Because I just got nothing bad to say about it. Just there's no downside to reading this book. Everything about it is wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the countdown and jump into the spoiler side because I love it. Okay, so you're still here, so you're ready for the spoilers. So, like I said, the book starts off, it's literally called the Water People, which are the most advanced race in the universe. They follow this thing called the Way of the Water, which is basically a pacifistic state. They used to be a little bit more warlike and kill each other, but no, now they're all zen and stuff like that. They are literally made of water. They can turn into ice. They can turn into like actual liquid water. They can turn into a gas. Super sophisticated, most technologically advanced race in the universe. And because of that, they have decided that they are also the police of the universe. They have to take care of all the different races in the universe because hey, no one else is going to. And honestly, it's that kind of humor. It's just kind of like, well, we have to do it because no one else will. And I'm sorry, it's great. It's right in my wheelhouse. Anyway, so they don't like Earth because we are super carnivores, omnivores, whatever you want to do it. We eat each other. Even the people that eat plants, vegetarians, vegans, they're not off the hit list because they eat plants, which is barbaric, which is horrible to these water people. So they've been watching us since our inception, since dinosaurs and all that stuff, and they don't like what they see. And then we're getting too close to space travel. Now these guys, the water people, they live for like 1 billion years on average. So watching us grow up and stuff like that they've been doing it for millennia, and they've been hoping that we turn it around, that we relax a little bit. We don't. We just, if anything, get more savage. So they make the decision, especially considering that we're getting so close relatively to space travel. They think that we're going to be a threat to the rest of the universe, to all the other species that are out there. So they decide to come and kill us all. And all the entire race of water people, which is 2,502, I know, big numbers. The rest of the sentient races in the universe that are all paying attention, they're all watching us, and some of them don't think we should be killed. They kind of like us. They like what we're entertaining, But everybody kind of follows what the water people want to do because they could stomp them into the ground. So what can they do? The water people show up on Earth with one of their spaceships. Of course, they go to America, and they go to America not to talk to human beings, but to talk to plants. As they're getting ready to land, we, of course, shoot nukes at them. They turn into a gas. The nukes pass right through them, go off into space. Haha, can't hurt us with nukes. It's not exactly how they work, but whatever. Whatever! So they get down to Earth. Our president starts like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? And they ignore him completely. They kind of look down at all humans, all the animals. They don't care. They go and tell the plants, don't worry, it'll all be over soon. And to which, because they're telepathic, and the plants obviously are like, okay, whatever. The ones that bother to reply, because they're also telepathic. Then they proceed to use their ship to suck all the oxygen out of the planet for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. Of course, all the animals die. Every single one of us. Humans, animals, we're all dead. Insects, anything that breathes oxygen dies. So they leave the planet with nothing, with everything dead on it, return to their planet. However, one of the water people brought back a spider, a squirrel, and a caterpillar. He also got infected with a little humanism. They never really say what happened to this particular water person. The author never says, hey, he's infected with human, but he becomes a human. Like, so as a telepath, as a race of telepaths, they can't lie to each other because everybody knows what's on everyone else's mind. They can feel it. They can sense it. So it's impossible to lie, or it's supposed to be. he got exposed to humans when he was on the planet, this water person, and all of a sudden he can lie. He also becomes very aggressive, very angry, and maybe it's the spider, the squirrel, and the caterpillar that he brings back, but he starts kind of being more of a dick. The rest of the water people are pretty passive, but this guy's kind of a jagoff. So he ends up he gets back to the planet, and he's got his spider, his caterpillar, and a squirrel there on the planet, and he's watching them, and the caterpillar eventually turns into a butterfly, which blows his mind. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Well, the butterfly flies around until it goes into the spider's web. The spider starts eating it, and the tainted water person is like, oh, damn. He can sense their thoughts, and the spider is like, yes, 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 hungry. And the caterpillar is like, well, this sucks, but I'm not upset with the spider. I get why the spider's doing this. He's just kind of resigned to his fate. The squirrel sees what's going on. It's starving because there's no food on this planet for him. It starts to go after the spider, which this water person has become very attached to, like a pet. And he realizes, because he can read the squirrel's thoughts, that the squirrel's going to eat the spider. And instead of allowing that to happen, the water person kills the spider, turns into an icicle thing, and stabs it and basically staples it to the tree. That's a real big thing because the water people don't kill unless absolutely necessary. Well, he just flippantly killed, and when he's asked about it, he lies. And since the water people don't know anything about lying because they've never been able to do it before, they just take him at his word. They're like, oh, okay, nobody did it. I guess the squirrel just decided to off himself. And it's just, I'm not doing it credit, but it's really kind of entertaining and funny. And like I said, it's that whole Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy type of storyline or storytelling, and it's wonderful. It's so, like I said, they talk about some serious subjects, but at the same time they do it in such a whimsical, comedic, sarcastic way that you can't stop smiling while you're reading it. You really can't. So anyway, this of course makes it so that the water people are like, okay, that's kind of weird, because some of them think this dude might be lying, but of course that's impossible. So they're going back and forth around it. Another species shows up. They're seeking refuge on the planet because their planet is about to get sucked into a black hole. Well, per the water people's law, if somebody's home planet is about to be destroyed or their planet's about to be wrecked for some reason and there's nothing you can do about it, the closest planet to that species has to take them in and give them shelter until a new planet can be found for them. Well, it just so happens that this new race that needs help really, really bad is their closest neighbor is the water people. Well, the tainted water person doesn't want them on their planet. They're dirty, they're gross, they're not pretty and clean like a water person is. So he starts lying to everybody on the planet in order to get them to side with him on the vote, saying that they're gonna, take over, they're gonna ruin their planet, they're here to destroy us, they want to kill us all. And even though it knows deep down inside that it's garbage, that he's lying, nobody else can figure that out. All the other water people are like, he must be telling the truth. But then the other water people that are like, no, that's not true, they just seek refuge and we have to per our laws, they go, well, one of them are lying and we're not sure who. Now they have to choose, and of course there's a line in the water, har har, and they have to choose a side. Well, it's like 52-48. Eventually, it causes a big war. The species seeking refuge end up all dying. So the humans have been eradicated, and this other species has been eradicated. But it starts this big turmoil on the water planet, and they feel terrible. They find another little group of the species. They're like the snogs or something like that. And they find a spaceship, a really ratty spaceship that has like a few hundred of these guys on it. They hire out another group of aliens to fly them back to Earth to live there because Earth is wide open now because all the humans are dead. So those aliens take the Snogs to Earth. By the time they get the Snogs to Earth, they've died of dehydration because of, it's hilarious, the what they thought was payment was actually supplies to keep the Snogs alive, and so basically they dehydrated to death. So yeah, it's like, and once again they were extinct. So they get to Earth, they drop these husks off because they're all dead, and then they discover 7 humans are still alive, one of which is the narrator. So the narrator meets another, goes with them, goes with the aliens to go back to the water people and be like, look, the humans aren't all dead. We can save them. We can bring them back, because half the water people are like, what we did was wrong. I wish there was something we could do about it. Well, they get back to the planet. There's another species there that is working on this universal knowledge book. And long story short, that species links up with the narrator human, one of the 7 left in the universe, and basically gives him the knowledge of the universe. Everything that he's been able to, that this particular alien has been able to put into his universal knowledge book. So that's where our narrator comes from. He's telling us all about all this stuff, basically using the knowledge of this book. Of course, the fact that the human is still alive upsets the corrupt aqua people, water people, but it makes the non-corrupt water people happy, and they literally have a war where the non-corrupt water people, the good water people, all get killed. This, of course, causes the murderous aqua people to be like, we have to go finish off all the humans. The aliens that brought the human back are very fond of him and don't want him to die, so they retreat with him. Because of that, the remaining aqua people decide that both the race that took the that brought the humans to their planet and showed them that they were still alive, and the one that put the knowledge into his head, all have to die. They're just like on a killing spree in the universe now, and a big battle happens, and basically what ends up occurring is some ex machina a little bit, but not in a bad way, and all the different races are basically destroyed, with the exception of the 2 races that were helping the humans out, the ones that took them for a ride back from Earth, and the one that gave them the universal knowledge. One from each of their species lives, and they're able to mate. There's this whole kiss thing that happens once every 500 years between the 2 species that can't stand each other any other time of the year or any other time of the millennia, but for every 500 years, there's their 2 planets collide, Haggsley and Huxley. They it's on the cover. They run into each other, and all the 2 species come together and have sex and make babies, and that's how they go on. Well, the one from Haggsley and the one from Huxley are alive, and apparently, according to the book, that's enough to repopulate the species. Although now, since they're mating for love at the end of the book, as opposed to just because of some sort of cosmic event, the offspring that they're having are different now. It's sci-fi. It's whimsical sci-fi. Of course, with the humans, there's 5 males, 2 females, although the females pair off with 1 male each, one of which, of course, is the narrator. And humans are able to start coming back. And then, just because it's got to be wrapped up in a bow, they find a handful of snogs left, and after a few years, since they breed like rabbits, there's 50 million of them left in the universe. So they're able to bring them back, and they put them on the Aqua Planet because all the Aqua people are dead. However, on the Aqua Planet, they reproduce due to some weird life cycle of the planet, where basically it goes from ice to liquid to gas as it gets too close to the sun, and it just 360s over and over and over, and every time it comes back, there's a plant on their planet that is fertilized because of the whole chain of events, and it makes new water people. Well, the water people that are born after all the other ones die have no one to learn from because they're a telepathic society. So once you're born, you just have all the knowledge of the other aqua people. Well, there was no other aqua people, so they lost all that knowledge. So the new aqua people are just these innocent, know-nothing cavemen aqua people, which are, of course, adopted as almost like pets by the Snogs, who have now inhabited their planet because we found a few extra. So it's really funny. I know I'm not doing it justice. I know I'm not telling you enough, but oh my God, this book is so good. I was laughing, smiling the entire time. It really was enjoyable to read. It doesn't take itself too serious. It's like I said, just like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's so great. I really, really love this book. Everything about it. It's put together well. It's intelligently written. It's fun, it's sarcastic, it's whimsical, it's got everything. It hits every note beautifully. I cannot recommend this book enough. If you like to laugh, if you like whimsical sci-fi, if you like the whole aliens back and forth stuff, this book is for you. You've got to give it a shot. If you've got Kindle Unlimited and this genre is something that interests you, you're not losing anything by checking it out. It is such a good book. I promise you won't be disappointed. And if you are, throw it in the comment section. Let's throw down. Let's talk about it. Because this, in my opinion, is a 5 out of 5-star book. Could not get enough of it. I really hope that this particular author writes something else, because I will buy it the minute it comes out. I know, I'm a fanboy, but damn it, too good. Too good of a book. 5 out of 5 stars. Couldn't be happier with it. So that's going to do it for this particular review. If you have a book in the sci-fi, fantasy, horror, thriller, maybe mystery, I'm willing to consider mystery genre that you would like me to review that has, I'm going to say, no more than 100 reviews and, is the first book in the series, all that stuff, just shoot me an email, throw me a comment in the comment section, do something. Let me know about it. I'm always looking for new books. I'm always looking for them. They've got to be self-published, of course. And, let's help each other out. Let's help out the self-published authors. Let's get some knowledge out there. And as always, though, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints about this book or anything else that I might be up to or doing when it comes to these books, throw it in the comment section below. I will happily get back to you as quick as I can. But as always, thanks.